show with another game of Subnautica. You're probably gonna witness the most annoying thing you've ever seen. It'll be fine. Anyway, what we're gonna do is build a base out on this island that's forever far away over there. But, you know, in a smart way. So first we gotta bring some stuff over there, which I think we'll just like go find some. That'll be our concession. We'll just go over this way and run into random things. And there's probably still metal around here. Hooray, we already found some metal. Because we just need a bunch of metal so that we can go over. You know, some water will be good too. A bunch of metal so that we can go and live on the island forever. Because, you know, like they said, the island doesn't have a lot of resources on it. So my takeaway, of course, is I should bring a bunch of resources to it. We pick up a bunch of the teeth. I have no doubt that they are useful for something. I have moderate doubt that I will ever discover what that something is. Angelo. Since when did we get mustache playing Subnautica? Oh, this is, I think, like the 6th episode. Don't worry, I haven't learned anything. Just to quickly recap, we've been out to the ship a few times, and it annoyed me. Anyway, right now I'm getting some stuff because we're going to build a base out on this island that we found last time. I do understand that that's probably, and by probably I mean definitely not what I'm supposed to do. It is, however, what I'm going to do. Maybe we can go down in that cave and die in a fun way. That'll be interesting. Did we just get that crash fish to pop a stalker? That's pretty fun. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, I went out to the ship at one point, and then it was like, oh, you gotta get like a laser cutter thing. So I made one of those, and it turned out there was some other thing I had to have too. And then I got annoyed. I've got the little, the sea moth thing. And, the ship does have radiation. I have, like, a radiation suit, and, I'm like, we should go to a safe. You know, me and inventory management, so we'll go back to the old base area here in a second, and then you'll get to laugh, because it's very humorous. Where is my sea moth? I've lost it. Here we go. That's how we started years ago, like under the pandemic. Yeah, so you'll see a bunch of boxes in the water. That's what I learned. You know, that was my first attempt at inventory management. They're mostly empty now, because we moved them into these things that are just full of boxes. Ooh, and here's my stuff that was growing things. It's going great. We found, like, some weird stuff the very few times we went down into the deep, and now it's growing all sorts of cool things. Cool. But, yeah, you know, the base is literally just, oh, that's right, yeah, we planted these things, because I'm very, very classy. We got, like, this power cell charger, but not one for batteries, which I need more. We got these lockers just full of junk, just like so much junk. And then there's some other places that are also full of junk. I just like totally daunted by the amount of sheer trash that this game will let me carry. And I often just throw it in places. I think this one's full of junk too. Yes, as you see, also junk here. This is where I keep all of my things, you know. But, yeah, I'm playing the game wrong. But I don't mind. Because every time I try to do something, the game won't let me, and then I'm like, whatever, I'm just not going to do anything then. Alright, we just need... Just like, I don't even remember how to make one of these wall fabricator things, because I don't even remember if we made one there, but we might have done. We need to have enough for one. I mean, obviously. Because I made one of these water filtering machines, and then it wouldn't work. For reasons I don't understand. Table coral sample. That's probably why I came home. Now I get to look through all of these things for one, and not find it, and not find it. This is gold, and I needed copper. Anyway, I don't have a thing to regenerate batteries, so I keep on throwing them away, which is probably not what you're supposed to do. But it's also making me, like, really limited on copper as I play. Well, that was scary. Oh, okay, buddy. You were coming to my home to fight. They normally don't do that. Maybe he was on me from far away. Yeah, well, you know, I avoid the thalassophobia by playing like a moron and never going underwater very far. I've only died like a couple times. Like, I drowned a few times, and then once I think I, like, ran into some poison items or something. For a super long time, I didn't... Like, I repaired one thing here, but not this thing on the wall. So my thing was sparking for like ages. But anyway, yeah, we just gonna grab a med kit. Alright, so I need... I guess the fabricator we could just yank off of the wall here. No, it won't let us. Could we get rid of the other one? Because I got another one, like, down here, and we don't need so many. When you break stuff, does it go into its constituent parts? These are questions. Alright, it seems that you at least get some of it. Yeah, we got the... Oh, it was gold. Why did I think it was copper? I hate everything. Anyway, we get all the parts of it, and now can go somewhere else with it. Hello, Jaden. Anyway, yeah, I guess we'll just bring, like, some stuff, you know, because we'll need things. Not like all of our really cool stuff, like our, you know, our magnetite ingots and our gel sacks and such. But marble melons, we'll want them. We'll want to plant them probably. How do we make the little the beds? Oh yeah, we just need a ton of titanium. Well, fortunately, I have a ton of titanium. We're just gonna throw these batteries in here, hoping that one day I find out how to regenerate them. But anyway, now we just go in the dark for a little while. It takes a little while to get here. Not like forever, but a little while. And you can just be assured in this game that whatever is trying to bite you probably can't catch you if you go fast. And if it can, you can't do anything about it. It can be very tense if you're in an enclosed space, though. I'm not trying to sound particularly brave. These guys, people always compare them to whales. Hello, Chase. But anyway, if we go in this direction, kinda, then there's like this island sort of thing. I think I'm going the right way. If not, then we'll probably get eaten by a scary beastie on the edge of the map. That hasn't happened to me before, but I imagine it does. I imagine it happens. But before too long, we should see the island, probably. Maybe not. Ocean's being all scary sounding. But I thought it was like this way. Anyway, it's just like 800 out or something. Maybe we can find the beacon again. Yeah, here. Oh, I was way off. I was never gonna get there. And then we got a thing there, a little scary shark bro trying to mess me up. We'll just dodge him. Probably. Anyway, like I said, if anything here is fast enough to catch me and kill me, it's just gonna do it anyway. And then I'll have to make another one of these little boats, I guess. I haven't lost one yet. I have no doubt that it is possible. But once we arrive here and get set up, we'll never have to go back in the water again, and I'll declare myself the victor of the game. Is his game scary? Yeah, it certainly can be. It certainly can get me a little agitated, depending on what's going on. Oh no. Oh, I was trying to be so cool. It's fine. It actually is like a pretty tough little machine. We're just going to repair it real quick. Have I ran into a Reaper yet? I have seen one, but I dodged them. I was going fast. 'Cause that's the name of the one that hangs out by the Aurora, right? 'Cause yeah, like I've seen it, like we went out once to the Aurora and then I went around, I went like to the left side of it. And then I went around the right from the point of view of the escape pod. And then I went around the right and I got a couple good looks at it. It like went and chomped on a stalker type of thing. And and here we are in our island paradise where we'll want for nothing. Everybody who ever left this island died. And once I get it set up, we're never gonna leave. Everything is fine here. We're just gonna walk up the side of the mountain. That's a thing you can do. We got a nice vantage point here. Even if there's like some crawlies, please let me up. Yeah, because you know, like even if there's like some bad guys, some evil denizens of the deep, they're not gonna be able to like walk up the mountain too. Probably.
Warning. Emergency power only.
Oh yeah, we don't have any power here. I forgot about that. I don't think I brought enough things to make a power cell. Well, I'm pretty sure that our you know, we can still breathe inside at least. So the fabricator probably won't work without one, but we might as well make it all the same. How do you make the solar power thing? Quartz. Of course I didn't bring any. Well, we'll have to go right back and get it. Because I don't know any other ways to make it. Well, It's fine. We'll make a couple of grow beds and do what we need to do, and then we'll come back and power this stuff later. I don't have enough titanium. This is the worst day of my life. What do you mean I don't have enough titanium? Oh, quartz. You have to have quartz for a locker? I hate everything. Anyway. This plan is not working out. Let's just make some grow beds and then run back. Am I constructing my main base on the island? We're gonna live here forever. I know I'm making it sound like I'm joking, but I'm not. We're just gonna live here. We're gonna give up on the rest of the game. We're gonna build all of our awesome grow beds down here, and everything's gonna be fine. We're not gonna be like all those chumps that ended up dead. Look at all of the fruit. You can just eat some lantern fruit. Delicious. Probably not bad for you. You even get a little bit of water from it. Once we get our water machine working, we can just stay here. No, not out of titanium, out of quartz. Hello, Sub-Easy. It's like I just knew that I brought a lot of titanium here, right? So I knew I couldn't be out of it. Alright, so we've got our little seeds here. Wait, no, it's not letting me use this one. We've got to make our own. Oh, this is an interior one, and that doesn't count because outside doesn't mean outside. All right, can we make exterior grow beds then? Yes. Here we go. And they only cost 2 titanium. Marvelous. This is the future right here. And then we're gonna plant some melons. Here we're gonna... Okay, no, you hit it with the thing, and that's how you get the seeds. I remember. And then, so for each one of those, you'll get plenty of these, and then we can grow a lot of marble melons there. But not the Chinese potatoes, so they don't work that way. The potatoes are their own seeds, maybe? I don't know. We'll figure it out. The farmer's life for me. Alright, we're just going to put this one on top of that one. Because the one underneath it doesn't work. And this will work. We're just going to throw the potatoes inside. And if we walk away, we'll be able to see them. Yeah, or we'll just, like, jump down very carefully on top of it. Yeah, what could go wrong? We'll just build a little parkour thing. Sounds like what a Minecraft player would say, lived in it forever. Yeah, well, you know, I am on day, like, 715 in my hardcore world. And I'm still alive because I do smart stuff, like living on a place that's you should live in, not going into a big old scary ocean. You know, cowardice. But anyway, we've got this beautiful island here, and there's nothing wrong with it. As far as I can tell, there's literally nothing wrong with it. I don't see why we should ever leave. But we'll obviously need, like, more, because we got to get the water set up. So we got to get power. You know, we've got to get a better a better base before we can just declare, like, victory over the game and turn it off and not play it anymore. We'll put our little alien plaque down and be like, it's totally not important what the mystery of this alien plaque is. Literally nobody would ever care what's going on with this alien plaque thing. I guess we can use a little locker, a wall-mounted one, much as it shames me. And then we'll get to do the nice fun run home because I forgot something again. Alright, and now we'll put all of our junk in here. Not the power cell. We need that in case the power cell runs out. The tablet we should keep at the other one, you know. We're not keeping all the cool stuff here. This is like where we're staying to live. We can keep all the rare crafting stuff, you know, by the escape pod. We should make a first aid kit thing out here as well. But you know, whenever it's reasonable to do it. That's right, there's fall damage. Why am I always forgetting there's fall damage? It's because you spend most of your time underwater. Or rather, I used to spend my time underwater before I figured out how to really play the game. You don't take fall damage when you hit the water, however. It just sounds like you would. Because we got this one, too.
Warning, emergency power only.
Do I have quartz here? Oh, that would make me lose my mind if I did and I didn't check it. Anyway, we brought, like, some other stuff here. But, because we were going to build the thing. The water, treatment thing. But it wasn't working. And we were just gonna, you know, we needed a power source, and then we were gonna figure out what exactly we had going on. So for power, gotta have quartz, titanium, and copper. So it's really just quartz that we're needing. We're also gonna need 2 of them. All right, time to lazily drive back home. Well, you know, to the life pod. This will be home before long. If I don't stop crashing into walls, we won't have any home. But anyway, now that we're actually going in a straight line to it, the trip won't take as long. And then we'll find some quartz and be on our way back home. For just 2 titanium for a grow bed, you know, like, it's too bad that those people didn't have slightly much more access to resources, because they totally had the right idea. You know, stay on the island, don't go into the water, where it's dangerous. But of course they went right in and died. If only they would have had more grow beds and been more patient. And we'll just, like, find some quartz somewhere. We'll just look into a hole in the wall and find it, I believe. Alright. And we'll take some more titanium. The lithium is rarer. And I don't actually think we need it for anything. Which is to say, they won't let me make anything that we would need it for. Alright, there's another quartz. A couple of glass would be good. A couple more titanium, a little gold. Mushrooms so we can grow them. A little bit of lead won't hurt. So we've got the blood vine, that'll be cool. The jelly shroom, you know, which lets you plant more jelly shrooms. You know, you learn two different stories when you go onto the island, and both of them end with the people dying. I wanted to see if we could grow this aerogel thing. The gel sack, because that made the aerogel, which was like used in something, and I thought that would be good to grow, but it looks like we just don't have any slots right now. So we won't need a scanner for a while, probably. Just get some water and then see if, you know, there's any resources we somehow have missed while scouring or didn't feel like were worth picking up. Yeah, there's a limestone milk. I mean, look at that copper ore. Good stuff. This is this game because the fun stuff is on the water where it's not safe. Well, I have the most fun when I'm walking around. What do we got? Shark! You know what that means? Time to brawl in the dark. Get some. Hiya! Hiya! Avast ye! You know, he's getting away. Ah, what a dumb move. It didn't work. Whatever. Anyway, every time I fight a shark, I end up thinking, why? Anytime you fight anything in this game, it's like, do they even stay dead? Do you even get anything? The first time I went through all the trouble to beat a stalker in a knife fight, And they didn't even drop loot. Oh, I felt robbed, dude. I was like, oh, you didn't tell me that this was a game where I wasn't supposed to fight my enemies. It occurs to me I can just get rid of that one mushroom and see if we can grow these, and then I'll be able to satisfy my curiosity before I forget that I had this curiosity. Cool, you can grow it. And it grows very small. And then you can... Alright, so it doesn't grow new ones. It does! Marvelous. Alright. Future's now. You can turn one gel sack into an arbitrarily large amount of gel sacks, meaning that our aerogel problem, if we even had one, I've only ever needed to make one, but it's all solved. Jolly good. Speaking of solved, let's go up here. About to run out of batteries in that. Let's just go ahead and make one real quick. Every time I find another thing, it's always like, oh, by the way, you're not allowed to make it. Like, you have to make some other thing first to make this. And no, you're not allowed to make that either. We won't tell you how. And I'm like, whatever. I'll just go build a base on an island. You can't make me play the game the way you want. Nobody can make me do anything. Alright, so we exchange our power source, and we'll throw our dead battery in here. No, not in this one. This is supposed to be for good stuff, you know, like unidentified creature eggs and, you know, important things like that. Ridiculous. I should never be allowed to do anything that involves boxes. We'll just put that egg into one of these things. I tried to put it into the aquarium, but that's not how it works. Anyway. So we've got a bunch of quartz, and we'll have, you know, some stuff. But we need copper, and we used it on the battery, so we can take these 2 coppers, and that'll give us enough. And we'll take even more titanium. And then that'll be 2 quartz for each, and then 1 quartz for the locker, and then we'll be good to go. Good to go. Yeah, you just have to craft the thing, exactly. And due to my obstinate nature.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So like, you just have to do this very specific thing. I'm like, but I don't want to have to do that very specific thing. I want to do what I want to do. And sometimes I just quit a game over it, you know, but here, I'm not quitting the game. I'm beating the game the way that I want to beat it. Above water. But no, it really... I don't want to harp on it too much, but my experience with this and what, like, how I'm treating it does point to slipshod storytelling in this game. Because for my money, there's not a single thing in this entire storyline that indicates to you that you should leave this island once you get here. once you get enough food and water for your setup, I don't think you should leave. I don't think the game tells you that you should. Maybe if you go further, it does. But for everything that I've seen up to this point, all the stories we hear about the people that leave this place are that they die either immediately or that they descend into madness and die, which is, you know, pretty good too. Yeah, I told you I was playing it wrong, and then you said that there's no wrong way, and I was like, wait till I get going. We call this Subnautica. It's mainly walking around on land. You know, as soon as I saw this island, I knew I'd live here one day. Looking out at the smoldering wreckage in the distance and thinking, man, I'm sure glad I am a smart person who knows better than to go back into the water. Look, you think Robinson Crusoe was trying to go down deep into the water underneath? No. Why would he? He wouldn't want to do that. He'd get lost going to his base. That's what he would do. And they give you a little windy soundtrack to let you know that you're totally on the right track. They give you some nice comforting, like, rock slide noises, but I've never seen any rock slides, so we'll probably be fine. There's a little searchlight thing here. It doesn't work. You know, so this thing now... Where could we even put it? Like here? Does it attach? Underneath the thing? Is that a good place for a solar panel? Hey, that's sort of in the sunlight. Wonderful. Primary systems online.
Primary systems online.
That's just what we like to hear. Only now I've realized that is in the way of me walking up, and that means we're gonna have to deconstruct it. Alright. Let's find a better place for it. Because we gotta walk up somewhere. Is this... Can we do it like here? Yeah, there we go. Hello.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Why don't I build in the water? Well, I sort of have a base over by the thing, but you know, the island seems smarter. Everybody that goes into the water dies. That's what I've learned from playing this game. So I figure, why be like those dead men? But we're figuring out how to set up the water filtration thing. I do have a water base here that we're building for the water important stuff. You know, I don't want you to think that I'm not building the water at all. I also got one by the escape pod though. But you know, we've got our crops growing, we've got our fruit trees, which are a good intermediate source, you know. The Chinese potatoes grow so fast. We can make another grow bed probably right here. Why not? You know, density in farming is very good, you know. It's very desirable. Alright, the marble melons you hit for seeds. And you know, this is the circle of life here. This is the only way to play the game right. And then now you're playing Minecraft, you know, now you're really cooking with gasoline, because now, before long, you're totally free of the restraints and the demands of life. You can just eat your lantern fruit and know that before long, you're just going to be able to live on your island paradise. The only bad thing about the island is that they don't give you very much music, which is very, very disconcerting, right? Like, give me a song. Why is there not a song? Okay, there we go. There's a little rustling of wind. That's good stuff. Alright, so we need to power the... we could build another grow bed, right? Yeah, no reason not to. We'll just build it right here. Macroing up like a boss. We're about to have so many crops. These people that were here before are going to be kicking themselves that they didn't have slightly more titanium. All of their problems would have been solved. They would never have had to leave. They also probably just didn't eat enough of these lantern fruits. Subnautica. Just Chinese potato. Chinese potato forever. Because we can fill up this whole island with beautiful flowers and these potato pots and stuff. And we won't have to worry about anything. I don't even think those crabs are coming back, you know. Like, this is a good place to live. The whole ocean is a monument to other people's hubris, but not mine. Not mine. Alright, so we just need to not take fall damage, because it doesn't happen when it's water. Alright, so...
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production.
Indeed.
offline.
So this seems sort of dark. I don't know how the solar power works exactly, but, you know, abstractly being in the sunlight seems good. It works!
Power restored. All primary systems online. Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright, so we've got to have more titanium here. I'm like, yeah, we've got some supplies here. Alright, so water filtering machine. No. Alright. Maybe we need to do the foundation thing, and then we can put a water filtering machine on it. But where? Like directly on top of our Seamoth? That seems good. Yeah, it's like a nice little little docking area for it. Alright, and then here... Oh, come on, really? Alright, in conclusion, I don't know how these things work at all. Hey, FBE lover. Alright, so you can't place them inside here. You say you love this game? Well, you're gonna hate me playing it. Alright, in conclusion, They won't let me put it down. Maybe I can make a big room and then it'll let me do it. But I don't have enough titanium for that. Alright, time to go back and get more titanium. Riveting stuff. Anyway, because once we figure out the water thing, then we're good. Then we beat the game. I do not know how to place the water filtering machine.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I figured I needed like a better room for it or something. Oh, you were asking them, Angela. Okay. No, I was thinking that, you know, it would either be on a foundation or we'll build like a bigger room and maybe it'll work in there. And if not, then we're just going to have to grow very, very large amounts of crops that that yield water, and then we can live on the island anyway. It's like the game is annoyed at my plan. It's trying to rebel against it. It won't work. Like, it's a really good plan, and it'll be fine. We just got to figure out how to make the machine work. As long as the sun doesn't go out. We keep on bashing into random innocent fish. Very sad. Our gel farming is going wonderfully already. And, yeah, good stuff. And, we're getting more of the bloodvine little things for benzene, so we'll be able to do fun chemistry experiments. You know, you never know when you'll want to.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright, we're just gonna put our purple tablet in here. That seems like a place. Technically true. Alright, do we want any of this stuff to carry around? No, we just need more materials, and the scanner and the habitat builder are about to go out. No, just the habitat builder. Well, then we'll need more batteries before long. You know, not having a battery charger on the island is bad, but we won't really need anything that uses batteries once we're out there and established, so it'll be okay. A multi-purpose room or a large room. There we go. Angela with the clutch save. Yes, we will build a multi-purpose room once we get more titanium. We've probably already been down here and gotten all the stuff. That's probably an egg. We definitely already have it if it's the weird little red one. Anyway, it's not surprising that we're right outside of where we spawned and that we're not finding materials. We gotta go a little further afield than all of that. It's really just like a bunch of titanium would be good. Who wants to brawl? Was this a thing? Nope, just a little patch. Yeah, get wrecked. It was a room problem. Makes sense.
30 seconds.
$30. We'll probably not die. Probably. Oh, jeez. Alright, there we go. Before long, we'll scour this whole place of all the raw materials, which of course makes it more important that you set up your safe island base before that happens. You don't wanna be out of everything. There's something in there, which means we can scan it and get raw materials from it instead. Wherever there was, here's where there was. A laser cutter fragment. Lies! It is titanium. Two scraps there. Oh yeah. Scrapping it up. Getting one of those eggs? Nah, we'll leave it. We've got a couple of those already. Seamoth fragment, which is worth a couple. And then we end up grabbing one of these eggs even though we didn't want it. We'll put it back into the nest. Have I encountered a Leviathan yet? Yeah, all the really big ones are Leviathans, right? Like, so those guys. And I've met the one that's named the Reaper Leviathan out by the ship, because I've been out there a couple of times. It didn't get me, but, you know, it did menace me, and I've, like, seen it, but not, like, super up close and personal. It didn't like bash me or anything. I don't know if it like instantly kills you or what, but I was going fast. But yeah, I've been out to the Aurora several times, which is basically why I gave up and decided to go live on the island. I was like, well, I was trying to do the logical thing by going to the ship, but if the game is going to give me such obstacles to doing that, I'm just going to do what I want to do instead, and totally abandon doing what they want me to do. It does insta-kill. Ah. Well. Yeah, no, we, the first time we went, we had the sea glide already. And then I think we brought the sea moth the times after that. I, like, tossed a little beacon homing sound creature decoy into the water. I don't think it ever worked. I think I threw it, like, way too early, but it always made me feel more confident, you know? But, let's see, what else did I need? Not too much. We needed 6 titanium for the thing, man. Oh, we've got the 2 salvages. I was like, I feel like we grabbed more than that. But yeah, we can go ahead. You know, you get the nice soothing sounds of the whirring sea moth engine. It's a good little sound. It's not entirely repetitive, which is very important. It's got little modulations in its chirpiness. That matters a lot to me. I'll often talk about stuff like sound in games, but if you're gonna hear a sound a whole lot of times, especially in a game like this where you need to be hearing sounds in general for information, I mean, soon it won't matter, you know, because soon we'll never have to leave this island ever again. After all, the captain wanted us to go here. And if anybody comes to look for us, this is where they'll come to look. Alright, so we've got this thing. Oh, I didn't bring anything for the hatch. Because you gotta have a hatch. How do you build a hatch? Hey, good.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Yeah, and this one is still... Right, and then we'll just go grab the other parts, and then we'll have this machine there. Marvelous. I don't know how quickly it makes water, but even if it's not very fast, we can just make like 5 of them, because we got the aerogel stuff planted, so it won't take too long to macro it up. Alright, so it's working, but it like does all this to give you 1 bottle. Eventually. Is there like a progress indicator? But I guess we can... Okay, we can do like... We can do a whole thing of them. Which would make sense, but maybe we'll have like 1 glass wall, you know, like a compromise for aesthetics to look out, you know, because that could be nice, you know, while we're in here. Of course, we don't have any glass on us. Yeah, we can. I think we got glass in the box though. Yeah, water, you know, and then we'll open it up and then we can look at the water from in thin, you know, and that'll be nice. Because, like, if it's really good water, we'll still probably want a couple more than 1, right? Does it not work automatically? Do I... But I... Okay, maybe it like filters stuff and it keeps the bottles in there and I can grab them and there just aren't any, which is why it looks like... Okay, yeah, there's like a 4-panel thing there. It's still working, I guess. Maybe there's like a color indicator. Consult manual for instructions to engage. Is there a manual? I don't think so. They're just trying to make me embarrassed. Alright, so we're gonna need several more of those machines. For that, we're gonna need what? One of my resources looks like AI. I'm afraid I don't know what you mean. Ancient debris. Oh yeah, I got that out of the old, there was like a time capsule, I guess they're called. Yeah, look how nice that is. You can look up and see the trees, you know. And sure, it takes a slot, but hey, still pretty good. Alright, so we need aerogel and copper wire and stuff. Copper wire needs a bunch of copper. Alright, because we want to make, like, several of these, because this is, like, you know, if it just makes, like, 1 water a day, then we're going to need easily, like, what, 6 or 8 of them? So this planet is Earth's real sister? I'm sure I don't know what you mean, but that is an interesting thing to say. I'm like, oh no, I lost the way to my farm. Well, this is embarrassing. Maybe it's this way. I'll find it. Did I figure it out? No, I think I just wait. And if that doesn't work, then I don't know what we'll do. Oh, you meant they were basically the same. Ah. In that if you have an island, you shouldn't try to go underneath the ocean in order to survive, I agree. Oh yeah, because the marble melon gives you tons and tons of water as well. Alright, looks like another one's going to be called for. Because if you get enough marble melons going, then the water is dealt with from that front as well. But of course, if you don't keep your churn going on, then it might be hard to get enough of them. Okay, you have to set one amount somehow and it'll produce this time energy. Okay. We'll have to go back and fiddle around with it some, maybe. See if it helps. Of course, the lantern fruits, in addition to being tasty, are bioluminescent and quite beautiful. And I don't think they turn into, like, evil butterflies or anything. It just goes to show how good we have it here. Just Chinese potato and melons. But they, you know, and lantern fruit, it's quite enough for all of your needs. You know, the area truly does provide. And there's tons of space for agricultural activities as well. You know, you're not getting really restricted with the amount of land that you can put down for it. And I don't think there's any, like, you know, water bears that are going to come up in the middle of the night or anything. We've almost got it. All we have to do is get this water thing sorted out. Wonder what the fruits taste like. Light, I imagine. That's why they named them lantern fruits. Like, look how nice this is. You know, you've got a nice, peaceful, loving sun above, or moon, you know, whichever. Whatever goes with that. Oh no. Alright, I'm like, can we Skyrim walk down the side without taking fall damage? We can, but now I have gone right back to where we started. Yes. Can we Skyrim walk up the side of this geometry in order to get to the center of the island? Yes! Good. Like mangoes or guavas? Those are both good guesses. Oh, it's unpowered. Okay. Alright, so it wouldn't work at night, I guess, but it didn't give me any for the morning either. Do you get empty bottles? Well... Oh no, the power in my stuff was 7%. The power here is just 1 out of 75, so it's not on at all. Planet X has 2 moons larger. One's not really a moon at all. It's half the size of the planet. So they're a binary system. Okay, cool, cool. Power with solar panels, a bioreactor. I've got a solar panel, I guess it doesn't connect there. No, this one shares the power with the other building. They're both, you know, the solar panel only works during the daytime. Maybe the position of the solar panel is bad, or, you know, it is nighttime, of course, so that would stop it from working, but... We'll just throw another one there, and then hopefully tomorrow the lights will work and we'll work out. Because I've got a bioreactor ready, or I can make one rather. Yeah, I can make a bioreactor, which I guess we could also use if the solar ones weren't working, right? We could start throwing in our melons and whatever to make electrical energy. But if we can do it solar powered, it seems like that would be better, of course. There's a nuclear reactor as well, but I don't know how to make it, so it doesn't matter. And then eventually we'll make like a counter, you know, and yeah, and then we'll be done. All right, so the power is already going up. So this is like a constant power drain. But so now it's listed out of 150 power, so both of the solar panels are powering this. So we could even probably put another one down if we wanted to. Alright, so it has substantial power requirements, and it gives you water and salt. Alright. Anyway, we're just gonna let it do its thing, and maybe the substantial power requirements will work out. If people ever say you gotta go, well, we're not gonna be playing too much longer today, or maybe ever, you know, because we beat the game as soon as the water gets produced. Because we can just make like 9 solar panels if we need to power it. There should be a light when it's crafted in the water. I see. Maybe it's not far enough into the water. Whoops. I can never remember which way leads to my farm. You know, after we live here for a while, we'll pick it up. Well, it won't be that way, because obviously that way is the ocean. So maybe it should be underwater. Most people will be a little bit underwater. Yes, I'm sure they do. And that would stop them from taking fall damage, too. I bet it's pretty hard to take fall damage if you're underwater. Like, look how fast the melons grow. They grow in, like, 1 day. Ah, they're at 75% grown. They grow in almost 1 day. And then we accidentally got too many of them and they're getting old. Make another planter. Nope, we can't. Anyway, we see here the triumph of engineering. So I think now we've actually basically just already made it, you know. But it would be better to make sure the water machines work. Because even with just like these 5 planters, it's certainly more than enough food. Because yeah, all of the previous day's crops are almost already grown already. It's good stuff. Anyway, good stuff. Wonderful. Everything is perfect now. Of course, we've got this fruit that's decaying in quality because we picked too much of it, but, you know, we're abundant. The marble melons grow in like less than a day. The Chinese potatoes potato in just about that much time as well. The lantern fruits grow back. Yeah, they definitely grow back. Alright. Okay, there we go. It's filtering water 14%, salt 100%. I'm having trouble believing that one of these machines is gonna, like, fill me up, but maybe if it gives you, like, 100 water and it gives you, like, 3 of them. Anyway, because it's taken ages and I'm just, like, staring at it. Anyway, well, at least the water filtration machine looks like it's starting to work. Whatever that's worth.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
They do give you a big amount of water. Well, at least there's that. Takes a lot of time. Yeah, I guess we'll probably just build a few more of them. Because although, like, we've got, like, enough of a water source through the melons where we're probably fine now, but it would still be better to have, like, more of a water source, you know? Like, what if we get, you know, like, the flu or something, and it's hard to eat as much melons as we need for the water? We're gonna want a proper water source that's not related to also eating food. You know, what if there's like a vitamin problem? You know, we're gonna want some nice filtered water. And anyway, when you're on this island paradise looking out at the ocean all around you, that kills everyone that goes into it. 50 water every 15 minutes? Yeah, we'll need a couple of them then. Okay, so they do get sun ratings. Which means there are better places to place them than others, but somehow this one in the total shade is the same as that other one, so maybe I shouldn't worry about it too much.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
We do our little joyful jump to the surface. Starting is about the daytime. I see. I see. And we're just gonna get some stuff out here, mainly because I don't think I would have went out here, because it's just sort of like an intermediate place, so maybe we can find some random junk real quick. Copper and such. Definitely need a lot more copper. Maybe I have been here, though. Shell outcrop for some gold. Inventory full, how full? No, not the seed. I wanted the salvage. There we go. Wonderful. Wunderbar.
aboard, Captain.
Alright, I cracked the one off of this wall. The rationale being that I didn't think I would need it. What a chump. Does it just let you cycle it like this? No, it remembers how many hits you got. Okay. Well, at least it's not that exploitable. Still, the ability to turn things into arbitrarily large numbers of things is pretty good. And certainly that aerogel stuff is useful, at least sometimes, so... Alright, tons of titanium. Get our little med kit. Alright, we needed to make a couple more water filter machines. Like 2 more. I'll just put some of this titanium in here on the grounds that we're gonna want to go get more copper. Yeah. Yeah, because you could learn how to make a bioreactor there, which will probably be at a point before too long where we could use the bioreactor pretty well. With all the random junk that we grow. One water unit every 18.8 seconds, but it loses one. Player uses one every 20, so you only technically need one. Yeah, but if you only have enough for one, and if it breaks or something you die, then that's not going to work. You know, we can't just live on the island with only one water source. I mean, we do have the melons. I'd feel better if we had two. Because also, if you just have enough to sustain yourself, then you don't have enough, you know, to stockpile for the future. And you always want to be more than subsistence, because otherwise, you know, you can't live on that island forever. And that is the point of the game, to live on the island forever. I know you might be saying, no, it isn't. It is for me. In the preparedness community, there's a pithy little saying, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. It means just basically, if you have something that you have to have, you better have 2 of it, because that's the same as having 1 if anything goes wrong. And if you only have 1 of a thing, like a knife, and it breaks, well, then you don't have any knives. If you only have, you know, well, 1 axe, well, then you're in some trouble. 1 water treatment facility, you're in trouble. 1 life straw in your pack, then, well, you know. And plus, you know, there could be other people that are lost in this ocean, and they're gonna come to the dry land rendezvous point, because of course they will. And then we're going to be able to be like, hey, sit down, have a melon and some nice local water. I grew it myself. I knew that I would need all this water for y'all. Alright, so we need some aerogel, and of course, fortunately, we've got some. We can just wait a little bit more. Man, they grow quick. Good. Good. So you can hit it twice and then pick one and then use that one, I think. I don't think that the qualities of it diminish for you having, like, harvested the seeds a little bit. Alright, there's no room in here for anything. I guess when you pick it up from that, you just pick up the seed if you've already been harvesting it. But there we go, that one grew and that one grew, and now we'll just... That the blood vine takes like forever to grow. Maybe it only grows the tubule things one time and you have to replant. Alright, well, we've almost done it. I may have played this game more incorrectly than anyone else ever, but I don't want to compete. I'm sure someone out there is even more reasonable than me. After all, you could have just stayed on the life pod the whole time. And our beautiful island home awaits for us. And you can see our base on the hillside there. It arrives in view just before the other habitat does.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright, so it's still trying to filter water. Alright, the aerogel, that's in the other. You know, we should probably move it to this one. Oh no, it's not even in this one, it's in the... This is the worst day of my life. We should probably build one in here. Did we bring the parts for it, though? Nope, because you need a table coral sample. Oh, it's in here. That's alright, then. Someone certainly tried to fight the Reaper with a kitchen knife. I bet it works, you know. The universe respects boldness until it doesn't. Oh, rubies. I forgot the rubies. Well. Well. I guess it's not time to live on the island after all. But of course it doesn't take too long to get there. And all we're doing is running out of water. I mean, we can get more.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Now I just have to find where I would have put my rubies. In here? Question mark?
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Yeah. And we need more quartz. It just is a shame our character never learned how to make a bed. They'll just have to, like, lay down on some palm leaves or something. They'll be alright. Better to be without a bed than dead, I always say. And you might be saying, when do you ever have the occasion to say that? Well, now? And in the future every time that I talk about this event? So yeah, always. And with the sick move, we launch the Seamoth out and jump right out of it. And it still has no water for us. 36% water. So, of course, the solution is to make even more of them. This game reminds you of the game Raft. They look like probably the same engine. Yeah, probably. A lot of stuff now is based off of the same general architecture and a lot of things. Which makes sense, you know. As a person who doesn't make that sort of thing, I bet it's a lot easier. Oh, I don't have a battery for the habitat builder. Well... Well, I don't think I have the ability to make one. Oh, right, and this thing's out of power anyway. Well... Yeah, because I would need one of those things for it. Well, you know, that, we're just gonna have to learn to live without batteries here. And they get unpowered, and then none of them work? Alright, well... That's pretty bad. Maybe I need to make a different one building for each of them so they don't restrict the power down, because it's like, after that whole day, we got 0 water out of it. It's enough to make somebody want to go down into the depths and never come out again. Alright, 2 apparently... Maybe 2 will work. 3 doesn't. I don't know. That's super annoying. And I don't really want to deal with my disappointment about it. So we're going to put the ingredients in a locker and never talk about it again. Alright, well. Good news, the game's over. Even if the water filtration doesn't work, it's fine. I'm kind of over it. It's fine. We'll eat melons forever. Like, man, it sure is difficult to make our way around here in the dark. I set up a light up there, and then it never worked for anything, so it was a waste of time. You know, I probably didn't power it or turn it on or whatever. It's fine. I don't care. I'm over it. Maybe this was their floodlight, and I just think it's mine. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
You know, we've got our nice little locker. We've got everything we need here. You know, everything we need. And that's the good thing about the game, you know, is, now we've got it all sorted out. The sun rises. Yep, and we live here now. Hooray. Just eat some melons. You know, it doesn't take many melons to get yourself all ready for the day, and then, you know, just a little bit of farming, and before long. Yep, because that was enough melons to deal with all of that. Yep, alright. We did it, guys. We win. You know, there's a very specific thing that happened that made me stop caring about what the game wanted me to do. And, you know, that's, you know, it's a little bit of me, but it's their fault. It's their fault that I stopped caring. And I'll show you what it is. It's like, the main gang decides not to investigate the horrors with their whole life. Exactly, you know, like, I'll just live on this island forever. So anyway, there's this thing that happens in the log where it's like blah 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 blah. Ship's structural integrity is low. Fire suppression equipment and laser cutters may be required. Exploration is conducted at your own risk. Bam. Now in a video game that means bring fire suppression equipment and bring a laser cutter and you can explore at your own risk. But what actually happens is you get to the ship, and it doesn't let you go anywhere. You can fire suppress, like, one place, and then it doesn't let you go anywhere. You need another tool that it doesn't tell you about here, and that you don't have, and that I can't make. And as soon as that happened, after I went through like a lot of effort to get the diamonds for my laser cutter, I was like, whatever, I'm over it. I don't care anymore. And then I decided, well, I hadn't even found the island yet, but when I found the island, I was like, oh, well, this is the solution to all my problems. You know, the game is wrong. I'm not supposed to leave this paradise. I can look down at all of my farms. Like, look at my nice little farms there. We can get another handful of them maybe someday, but for right now, you know, we're okay. Sure, the whole water thing didn't work out well, but it looks pretty, you know, from above, and most people like to build their bases in the water anyway, so why not a little bit of a water base? But yeah, you know, that's Subnautica. So the point of the game is to make your way to an island and never die. We died a couple of times, so we didn't really do that good of a job in the game. But yeah. Because, yep, there you go. Maybe we'll play the game again. I kind of doubt it, but maybe. I had fun. I mean, it was alright. I know I'm doing it wrong. I was doing it wrong the whole time. But, if you give a game that pretends to give me freedom, but actually wants me to do very specific steps, I'm never going to do that. Either no freedom or actual freedom. Nothing that gives me the illusion of playing in a sandbox, but where I have to go in one corner of it in order to start everything. Why even have a sandbox? Put me on a rail. If it's a linear game, make it look like one. And if it's not a linear game, let me do my thing. Yeah, just like Terraria. You know, actually, I loaded up Terraria before today, and I was like, maybe I'll play it. And then I was in it, and I was like, no, I'll just do it wrong again. There's not a point. But anyway, I gave it a shot. It was a good game. You know, I'm glad I played it. Good art. Good sound design. Inventory management, my bane, like any game with it. It's a good game, you know. I played it wrong, so I can't really speak to any of the actual elements of it, but you know, it was interesting enough, and I'm not like sorry I played it or anything. Yep, the game's Subnautica. I beat it, and that's all there is to say about that. I'm gonna go to bed. I've probably been talking a little bit too late anyway. Angelo, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you being here, sir. Always a pleasure. And yes, Jaden, if you're still around. Later. Sub Easy, if you're around. Chase. Hello, Jesus. Everyone else. But yeah, au revoir. That's all we've got. That is how to beat Subnautica without doing all the things that other people think you're supposed to do. Now, I may not have gotten an achievement for it, and I may not have ever gotten a laser beam or done anything the right way, but I still conquered the game my own way, and that counts for something, at least to me. Anyway, the island base was secure. We could definitely live, get enough food and water just from the melons, and that satisfies me, even if the water machines wouldn't work worth it anything. But anyway, good night, Angelo. Good night, everyone. If you're watching in the future, hope the weather is nice, and this has been Subnautica. If you play the game, you'll probably do it different. Let me know how it goes. Anyway, probably the last we'll see of this.